Alright, so I'm gonna show you how to do a couple things. Just want to also give you a little update on the 5 Series, what's going on with it. Zionsville Autosport, they sent me a new expansion tank. It was the wrong size, so I had to ship back what I got. They're gonna send me another one. Reason why I didn't decide to replace it with the plastic one that comes with the car is this is my third one. I don't really want to replace it anymore. The aluminum part is lifetime, so never have to worry about that again. Also, I've been having a cold start issue lately, and just really rough idle. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do the idle control valve, how to pull it out, clean it out. Did not film how to clean it out, but basically brake cleaner, spray it in, Q-tip, shop rag, just wipe it out. But it wasn't that dirty when I pulled it out, but the car is definitely running a little bit better now than it was before, so definitely a good thing. Pushed back the date to basically H2O. That's when I want to get this car pretty much done, so give myself a little bit more time to do things and do them right. New bumper's still on the way, so once I get that painted and everything, I'm going to show you how to put those on and kind of go from there. So this video, I'm going to show you how to do the ICV and we'll kind of go from there. Alright, I'm going to try to show you how to take out the idle control valve. It's the first time I've ever done it on this car, so basically down in there, you have to remove the disa, you have to remove pretty much the entire intake boot, your intake system. To get down there, it's kind of cramped, so I don't know how much I'm able to show you, but I'll go ahead and give it a shot anyway. First thing first, I'm going to disconnect the mass airflow sensor. My intake, which is a Conforti, obviously how I remove this is going to be a little bit different than how you might remove it from if it was like a factory airbox or an AFE or something like that. So obviously adapt it accordingly. Just be prepared to move a lot of parts. Just take your time removing this stuff. You don't want to break anything. Toss this off to the side. Next thing I'm going to do is remove the mass airflow sensor housing. Basically, it's just going to be a clip holding it in. And then I'm going to remove it from the car. Once this is part of the PCV, I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't quote me. I think it is. It might even be the brake line booster. I'm not entirely sure, but to remove this clip, which this is original, so I'm going to be kind of careful. I'm sure it's kind of brittle. It's going to take a flat head. And there it goes, that came out. Alright, next thing, down in here, I have 2 hose clamps. Let's kind of hold this on. So I'm going to loosen these up. And being extremely careful with these rubber pieces. These are old, and the last thing I want to do right now is tearing them because I have to reuse them. I haven't ordered new ones. I probably will at some point in the future, but for the time being, I gotta use what I have. So just being very careful as I'm moving these pieces. I'm going to start moving the disa valve here. There's a little metal connector on the back here. Just going to depress it, pull up, and that'll disconnect the disa valve. You see electrical connection. There's a T40 bolt here, and there's another T40 right here. So I'm going to get a T40 bit and probably an extension just to reach. Not going to take that much to break it loose. Right. Twist a little bit. There it comes. Alright. You know, here's a little trick though. When you're removing these parts, it's also a good time to check for any kind of cracks or any kind of holes that you might have. Obviously, that will cause a vacuum leak. So, you know, while the part's off the car, it's not a bad idea to check for them, you know. Make your life a little easier. So this one looks okay. I'll probably replace it in the future anyway. This part right here goes to the main throttle body. And this off branch here goes to your idle control valve. So basically the auto control valve sits in here and it lets air bypass the throttle body. So like for startup, far as I know, the idle control valve handles pretty much everything under 3,500 RPMs. The reason why I think my idle control valve is dirty and needs to be cleaned out is I have a hesitation right around that area where you can kind of feel a power shift. I know it's not Vanos, I know it's not something like that, so I'm just going to clean this out and like kind of preventive maintenance. I should have done it anyway a while ago. The only way that I can actually get access to the hose clamps that hold this intake boot on down here is to I'm going to remove this 10mm nut. This is like kind of part of the bracket that holds the ICV in it, I think. So remove that. Should give myself a little space to work with. And it looks like I got a couple more T40s here that I have to remove. Alright, another one back here. Alright, you're definitely not going to be able to see this, but you kind of have to come in behind this area with a smaller screwdriver to get at these hose clamps. It's really cramped, and it's just one of those things where you're going to have to be patient and just kind of figure it out for yourself. I have to be really careful when I'm pulling this boot off because it's very close to the engine, so it's rubber, which means I'm sure, you know, it's got some heat wear to it. I don't want to tear it because I need to basically reuse this right now. So I'm going to be very careful when I'm removing this intake boot. There he goes. And now's a good time to check for any kind of tears, which looks like I don't have that on this, which is good, but it's kind of dirty, so I'm gonna have to try to clean it up a little bit. You can't really see it, but under here it kind of attaches to the intake manifold, so I have to like try to pull it out from that and then slide it out this way. Oh god. Alright, that came out a lot harder than I thought it would. Alright, and that's the idle control valve. It's out. Alright, cleaned it out. Wasn't that bad. Hopefully the car runs better. I don't know. But basically just used some brake cleaner and carb cleaner and just blasted the hell out of it. Took some shop rag, went in there, cleaned it out. It's looking way better. So just a fun fact though, see, if you look, this side is larger than this side, which means that it can only go in one way. And also there's an arrow. Arrow tells you, if you look at it, arrow is right there. Arrow's telling you it goes in that way. So it's the reverse. You're going to put everything back in the reverse way you took it out.